Have you noticed how you use a cigarette as a reward? Do some work, stop and reward yourself with a smoke, and do some more. Eat, then have a cigarette, perhaps telling yourself at least a cigarette doesn't have calories. And think for a moment now of tobacco pickers working out in the fields. No sanitation there, or even places to wash your hands. The pickers are paid by the weight of the full sack, and they have to toilet somewhere. Perhaps you have a cigarette before bed, last treat of the day, and you think it helps you to drift off easier. This is a common misperception. It is not actually the cigarette that calms you down, not at all. In fact, the heart beats a tad faster and the blood pressure actually rises, just like when you are stressed or angry. It's the way you breathe while you are smoking that actually calms you. Imagine for me now that you are taking a puff on a cigarette, enjoying it, taking the smoke into your lungs and letting it go. Notice that you breathed out longer than you breathed in. Go ahead, do it again, and really allow yourself to notice. Good, that's right. This is the breathing pattern that calms things down. Notice how calm you are now, and yet Mr. Fag gets all the credit. He's a bit of a con man, that cigarette. He kids you that you're having a good time and you need him. Couldn't cope without him. We've all been there. And when you think of 10 cigarettes over 20 years, that is a lot of money catching fire. If you are an average 20-a-day smoker, that is 14,600 stinking cigarette butts. I want you now to visualize or imagine for me how high a pile they would make. Imagine it now. See it in your mind's eye. Smell it. Breathe it in. Wet cigarette butt. Times 14,600. And you know, my friend, it's never just one cigarette. Never just one. It's one cigarette on the top of the pile you already created, and you can never know which one it is that will finally cause COPD, or even worse, or even if that person would have beaten COVID but for the last cigarette, or if they even knew at the time they really had smoked their last cigarette ever. Maybe you sensed it. Maybe that's why you're here. You don't know which cigarette is the one that will bring the whole unstable pile down and bury you under its stink, leaving you choking to death. In the 21st century, over 1 billion people will die from the one cigarette that broke the camel's back. It's no wonder Mr. Faggy wants us to stay hooked. He gets our money and our looks, even our teeth. Diabetics go blind or lose limbs. This year alone will see you kiss £500 away, and all you get in return is something to do with your hands while you take 5 minutes for yourself. Just 5 minutes. The clock is ticking. And you know, my friend, it's a terrible thing to take a life. You don't just take all they have. You take all the things they could have had. Seeing the kids get married, watching the grandchildren grow, seeing our beautiful earth on a summer's day, giving love, receiving love, the joy of a loyal dog. All this loss just for something to do with your hands. You can beat this, can you not? You don't think of cigarettes once as you sleep all night. You can and do ignore the urge for the sake of a good film at the cinema or on an aeroplane. So all you will be doing is more of what you can already comfortably do. And it won't seem difficult. You can do this. You have the patience of the earth inside you, and you can allow your inner fire to consume any little urges if they pop up, consuming the urge to have just one with the fire of your spirit. You already know Mr. Fag wants your money and your eyesight, a limb even, nay, even your very life. Just say no. And like water, go with the flow, gently. Breathe out longer than you breathe in. Any time you need to dispel tension. Mr. Fag is not going to win. You have decided. You have made your decision. You are now a non-smoker. It really is that simple. You know how strong your mind can be and how stubborn you are if you're fighting for something you want. Mr. Fag hasn't got a chance against you now that you've made up your mind. I am a non-smoker. I am a non-smoker. It really is that simple. Say it. Imagine it. Feel it. Be it. And you really can be so strong and so stubborn, and this time you are going to stick to your guns. And you know how much fun you could enjoy with the £2,000 tax-free you will save over the next 12 months. Free money, really. Now you no longer burn it. Congratulations, you are now a non-smoker. Allow yourself now to accept my praise for doing your part so well. You can now let the relaxation drift on into sleep while your subconscious mind takes care of business. Or you can slowly awaken in your own time if you consciously choose to wait. Just listen to the sounds all around you and allow your eyes to open. All is well. All is well, and all manner of things are well.